Captain's log. While exploring an uncharted star system in the Deneb sector, we received what we think is a message from a distress beacon on Onias 2. We're en route to investigate.
Onias 2.
I advise referring to the star map and setting a course for the Onias system, Captain.
Okay, it's time to get our paper map out, because we are old school. Navigation, please. What do we want? 11. I think that's there.
Approaching Onias 2, Captain.
It may be nothing, Captain, but a scan of the planet's atmosphere indicates a high concentration of rare gases trapped in the planet's magnetosphere. Atmospheric disturbances could produce random radio waves.
It wouldn't be the first time, Mr. Spock, but we'll never be able to tell if we don't check it out. After all, to seek out new life and new civilizations is our mission, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
A split infinitive, Captain.
What?
The proper grammatical expression is to go boldly where no man has gone before.
Somehow, I think it loses a little in the translation.
Entering standard orbit.
Onias. O-N-Y-I-S-I?
Onias 2, a Class M planet in a system consisting of 3 unformed planets. Because of the high level of micrometeorite activity in the system, it is unusual for a Class M planet to exist. The planet is not inhabited and is not scheduled for colonization.
Why are we here then?
Fascinating, Captain. Sensors indicate only 2 faint life forms. It is difficult to distinguish, given the discharges in the planet's magnetosphere. It is, however, safe to transport to the planet's surface.
We were just told by the computer that it wasn't inhabited.
Captain, our sensors will not be particularly useful to you while you're down there. And communications may be erratic, sir.
We'll be fine, Lieutenant. What reason is there to worry?
I'm afraid, Captain, there are plenty of precedents. We'll be here if you need us.
I have no doubt of that.
I have tracked the signal to its source. It is near the life forms. The rest of the planet is quite desolate. No sign of life or technology. The atmosphere is thin, but breathable. And I detect numerous micrometeorite hits.
There are 3 unformed planets in this system. It's no wonder. There are so many micrometeorites. I'm surprised any Class M planet hasn't been pulverized by now.
It is not inconceivable, but it is certainly unusual.
Let's do it, Spock. You, McCoy, and I. Oh, and tell Bones to see if a genetic specialist's available. If there are only 2 life forms, we might be privileged to see life at its earliest stages.
Beams down, Lieutenant Jons.
Seems to me as if we've landed on a skeleton after the vultures have picked it clean.
A fascinating analogy, Doctor. Captain, the locus of the distress signal is in that building.
I think the doctor is right. Anything good here died a long time ago. It feels creepy to me.
Thank you for that opinion, Mr. Jons. I'll be certain to use creepy in my log entry about this.
Well, I think I've finally found something I dislike more than having my molecules scrambled. This world.
Bones, stop complaining. There's nothing wrong with this place aside from a little dust.
It strikes me as unlikely, Captain, that this world is capable of sustaining the society and culture needed to generate the distress signals we have been receiving from here.
Forgive me for saying so, sir, but this place is pitiful.
Not a technical term.
This world is almost completely barren. The only life forms I can detect are nearby. The vast majority of the water on this world is trapped within the rocks beneath the ground. It is unlikely that it could be harvested commercially because of the amount of energy it would take to free it. The world is quite normal, though the rocks are rather sparse in silicates. The planet is habitable, but unsuitable for colonization.
No effect.
Do we need to pick
No
anything up?
effect. No
Sometimes there's
effect.
things that you need to pick up. Oh, hello.
An antenna. I wonder what it was meant for.
That's what we're here to find out, Mr. Jons.
Unlike the rocks surrounding it, the sensor array dish looks fairly new. The control mechanism for the array.
The array appears to have deployed recently, which explains its lack of damage. The focal point of the dish is aligned approximately 35 degrees above the horizon. This appears to be similar to Federation technology, Captain. Its control principles are similar to the Medaille sensor dish on Vulcan. It has locked the array at a 35-degree
Is
angle.
35 degrees important?
Without
Do I need to remember
knowledge
that?
of the code control sequence, I cannot adjust it. I also detect that its power core is not functioning. It operates on geothermal energy, tapping into heat from the ground below.
Okay, can we put a Spock on it?
Captain, until power has been returned to these controls, there is nothing I can do.
Okay, so we need to geothermal power it or something, right?
Save new game. Replace pre.
There's another one.
In sharp contrast to the surrounding stones, the array glitters unblemished by the surroundings.
The array appears to have deployed recently, which explains its lack of damage. The support beneath the base is weak and crumbled. It is aligned to a point approximately 35 degrees above the horizon.
So they're both at 35 degrees,
Captain, these controls do not seem to be functioning properly. This array is clear evidence of an ongoing alien interest in this world.
Someone once tried to talk me into buying a retirement villa on a world like this. It was a bargain.
Small wonder then.
Someone selling ice water here would make a fortune.
Another one, there's 3 of them.
The sensor array's bright disk blossoms on a rock like a metal flower and points toward the distant horizon.
This one at 35 degrees as well?
The array appears to have deployed recently, which explains its lack of damage. This array appears focused on a point approximately 35 degrees above the horizon.
Right, they're all 35 degrees above the horizon.
The array dish is quite sturdy and doubtless still functional. Captain, until power has been returned to these controls, there is nothing I can do.
Save new game. Replace previous.
Right, so there are 3 arrays all pointing at 35 degrees.
Well, I have to hand it to whoever built this place. All this equipment looks brand new and in good repair.
Let's hope the Enterprise looks this good when it's this old.
We should be very careful about how we proceed, Captain. I have a strange feeling that evil is lurking nearby.
Evil, Ensign?
Something that wants to imperil our souls, sir. We must avoid that at all costs.
Oh, you're a strange one, aren't you?
A DNA synthesizer and replicator. This is one of the most advanced genetic facilities I have ever seen. How unusual.
How so, Spock?
Even visitors to this planet would leave behind a substantial number of artifacts. Sending only a genetics lab does not fit established archaeological patterns.
Unless they were doing experiments and they chose this world because there was nothing on it.
I haven't seen equipment like this since I interned on Talara. Such equipment. In such a place.
You know, a person could do serious research with a device like this. What an odd piece of equipment to find in a place like this.
This DNA sequencer appears to be nearly 50,000 years old.
Oh, crikey.
Yet it has not broken down and appears to be fully powered.
What is it sequencing, though?
Aside from some dust and dirt and a small chemical deposit on the intake nozzle, this DNA replicator appears to be in the same condition that it was 50,000 years ago. Readings indicate that along with oxidation and dust, there is some organic residue in the crust-like buildup.
Do we want to get it? Do we want to get the goo? I don't know.
No effect. No effect.
Can we use him on the goo?
No effect.
Wow, this is almost identical to an 8000 sequencer. Cutting-edge Federation technology. Just input a sample, and the sequencer analyzes it so it can be spliced or altered on the genetic level with the replicator. Captain, we have to run a set of source samples through the sequencer before I can make a composite sample with the replicator.
Well, what are the source samples, then? What? Oh, what's this, then?
The computer console appears normal though non-functional.
The computer is functional, but I detect no connection between the keyboard and the machine itself. Apparently, it was designed this way.
Could you fix
The
it?
narrow width of the keyboard indicates the creatures who designed it were possessed of hands with only 3 fingers and a thumb. There is power going into these circuits, Captain, making it capable of functioning.
This slot is shut tight and there's none of the dust we saw out in the other room. I can't seem to do anything with it. I don't know anything about these consoles.
Oh, how about we get the science man?
I'm not so good with this type of machine, Captain.
No effect. No effect.
The narrow width of the keyboard indicates the creatures who designed it were possessed of hands with only 3 fingers and a thumb. This appears to either affect input or deliver output. I suspect this allows access to the void beyond the porthole.
I welcome you, Otherworlders. I beseech you, save us from that which seeks our destruction.
How fitting for a devil to appear on a world that looks like hell.
Enough of that, Mr. Jons. This is just another xenobiological entity.
Correction, Doctor. This is a projection of a xenobiological entity.
Jim, the only life form readings are within that machine behind the portal. Single-cell organisms with an extremely high reproductive rate, but a very poor metabolism and an extremely short lifespan.
We talk to the
Greetings,
hologram
I am
man?
James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise. What can we do for you? So, when do the wicked witches and goblins show up? Your emergency beacon and statement lead me to believe you see more of an emergency than exists here. Greetings, I am James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise. What can we do for you?
I am Visner of the Alphan people. Our race possessed this world and thrived here until the invasion by the forces of light. We are locked in a death struggle with them, for they desire our destruction. Do you aid them?
No, we do not aid them. Wars and destruction are not things we value, Visner. Our prime directive prevents us from interfering in internal struggles. But at the request of all parties, we might negotiate a compromise. Forgive me, but I find that claim insupportable. This world, while grim, hardly looks like a battleground. Who is trying to destroy it? Wars and destruction are not... Forgive me, but I find that claim insupportable.
The Omegans seek our destruction. They cling to the ridiculous belief that life began with their advent into the universe. From countless studies, we know that life existed well before they appeared. We know this because we sought refuge from the violence of their invasion. A clear sign that we predate them.
There are many accounts on many worlds of angels casting devils from heaven. Perhaps this is a twisted retelling of these stories.
Mr. Jons, avoiding the fallacy of linking two disparate and separate phenomena, is advised that this
supposed to be a scientist,
I thought
right?
you were sentient creatures, unlike the Omegans. But this is not clear. Our enemies fail to acknowledge the veracity of our claim to precedence, despite the evidence. Go to them. See for yourself, then do what must be done. Be warned, Azra is a persuasive deceiver.
Why is he all about funny feelings and angels and demons? We brought him in because he was a geneticist,
This place
right?
feels evil, sir. I hope we don't have to stay here very long.
I hope you beam up to the ship. It's a shame you've not got a red shirt on, because we would have known what
How come
happened.
I always come to the barren planets, Jim?
This machine is a genetic bank, Captain. I suspect that the projection acts as a fail-safe mechanism that will surrender samples of the genetic code for sequencing and replication when the mechanism is willing.
Can we use the man, the angel and demon man?
It makes me very uncomfortable, Captain.
Oh. Mrs. Spock. Put Spock on it!
I am reactivating Visner, Captain.
I cannot blame you for not wishing to speak with those superstitious fools. But if your solution to our problem is to succeed, you must converse with them. I await your return.
Who are we supposed to speak to? Do we have to go to the other computer now? They all computers.
Captain, a cursory glance at the system would indicate I cannot easily bypass it. I would recommend trying to persuade Visner to give us a sample. The narrow width of the keyboard indicates the creatures who designed it were possessed of hands with only 3 fingers and a thumb. This DNA sequencer appears to be nearly 50,000 years old. Yet it has not broken down and appears to be fully powered. There are life form readings just to the east and west of this room.
Oh, east and west. Well, we've gone west, haven't we? We went that way. Is that east?
Greetings, gentle beings, and welcome. I am Azra of the Omegan people. You are the salvation we have long sought. Thank you for answering our summons.
An angel!
Actually, it is the projected image of an angel, Mr. Jons.
Jim, somewhere in that machine behind the portal are single-cell organisms. They have a healthy metabolism and long lifespan, but an extremely low rate of reproduction.
Okay, so the other one had a high rate of reproduction and a short lifespan. They've got a long lifespan but low rate of reproduction. So we need to mush them together, right? Get a mushy, mushy, mushy and make a gene splice sandwich. That's what I think. Hello.
So where's the emergency? Greetings, I am James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise. What can we do for you? All right, I know you're just a projection. Let's speak with your real masters. So where's the... Greetings, I am James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise. What can we do for you?
I am Azra of the Omegan people, an ancient and venerable race which labors to prevent the domination of this world by the forces of darkness. We require you to expunge this place of our mortal enemies.
Captain, the most worthwhile purpose in life is to fight against the forces of darkness. We must help him.
Enemies? This world is so barren that all the life on it is located right here. If you have mortal enemies, we've not seen them. Who are you talking about? Our prime directive prohibits us from taking part in wars on one side or the other. It would be seen as intervention. We are willing to negotiate a compromise.
That might be the
You
one.
will forgive me if I don't fall for a pretty face. I'm not about to expunge anyone. And I will take no action until I've heard both sides of the story. Our prime directive prohibits us from taking part in wars on one side or the other. It would be seen as intervention. We are willing to negotiate a compromise.
You imperil your soul by conversing with the enemy, that sugar-tongued Vizsla. I cannot protect you, but I do not imagine I can dissuade you either. Go, do what you must. I do not have that much time, but will be here if you seek to comply with my request.
There's no need to leave. We've already talked with Vizsla. I have to say that I find many of your claims insupportable.
Insupportable? How can you defend a race whose very existence is based upon deceit and foul lies?
Foul lies? Their position contradicts yours, but there are similarities. You dwell on your differences so much, you just can't see them. Frankly, Azra, Vizsla is quite rational and makes your impassioned pleas for genocide sound psychotic.
Bit too harsh.
For a being of goodness, you're rather bloodthirsty. Maybe you should try practicing what you preach. Foul lies? Their position contradicts yours, but there are similarities. You dwell on your differences so much, you just can't see them.
Captain, they're as different as angels and demons.
Oh, shout, Jons.
They are beings of shadow. They mock our perfection. They are our antithesis, created after we were to destroy us and our potential for good.
You repeatedly proclaim yourself good and suggest you are morally superior to the Alphans. Why don't you act like it? If you're so perfect, how come you need our help? You said they were created after you were. How do you know that?
How do you know that?
We know we came first because that is what our sacred scriptures tell us. In the light we were born, and commanded to shun that which dwells in darkness. This clearly tells us that we came first. Surely you can see that. Or is it that you have some other interpretation of the event that birthed the Omegans?
Does your sacred scriptures explicitly say that no beings were created before you?
Dare you suggest they came first?
Let's see what we've got. 2 single-celled organisms, each incapable of survival on their own. One lives in light, the other lives in darkness. Each must live a limited and unstable life without the other.
Captain, do you know what you're doing?
Allow us to unite you again. Your combined strengths will make you a viable entity again.
The persuasiveness of your arguments has opened for me a door through which I spy a future and a truth that I have long denied. You are correct. Perhaps being only half of a whole, I could not see the solution. Yes, I desire your help for my people. Help us.
Oh, we've got some genetic goo. Okay, pick up the goo. You, Ensign Jons, are weird.
The sample dish feels warm to the touch.
Okay, we got goo now, so we need to go and get some other person goo.
Save new game. Replace.
Okay. Shall we talk to the lads first? I think we should have a little chat. So what does Spock
DNA
think?
synthesizer and replicator. This is one of the most advanced genetic facilities I have ever seen. How unusual.
How so, Spock?
Even visitors to this planet would leave behind a substantial number of artifacts. Sending only a genetics lab does not fit established archaeological patterns.
Okay, let's go and talk to the Dark Man.
I am reactivating Visner, Captain.
Was it not as I said it would be? Are not the Omegans a fanatical race, uninterested in anything but fulfilling some self-contradictory messianic destiny for themselves? I assume they filled your heads with their warped theology.
Frankly, Visner, Azra is certainly committed to his cause, but hardly the blood-mad fanatic you describe him to be. Warped theology. It is true they differ greatly from you, but your worldviews are based on common beliefs. You see things from different perspectives, that's all.
That sounds reasonable.
Frankly, Visner, Azra is certainly committed to his cause, but hardly the blood-mad fanatic you describe him to be. Warped theology. It is true they differ greatly from you, but your worldviews are based on common beliefs. You see things from different perspectives, that's all.
Are you utterly ungrounded in logic? They're creatures of superstition. They invaded our world, then sought to drive us from it. How can you suggest we are anything alike?
You question my grounding in logic, but you don't apply logic to an examination of Alphan beliefs. Aren't they concerned with the same things you are? You're supposed to be the reasonable one. Your facts can't be very persuasive if you aren't willing to try and find common ground.
Maybe.
You said they usurped your place in the world, which suggests prior ownership by you. What evidence do you have to support that concept?
We know we came first because they invaded us. An invasion suggests they came to take away that which we possessed. Clearly you can see that.
How do you know they didn't exist on this world before you encountered them?
That's not how that works, but okay.
They came first and we invaded them.
I see there are only single-celled organisms here, each with a defect. Perhaps at one time, the Alpha and Omega life forms were united. A strong, viable species that became divided. Only by reuniting can you hope to survive. And only through mutual cooperation and our help can you reunite.
Captain, this thing is evil.
Oh, shut up, Jons.
Can't unite them.
Your position is unassailable and points out the one and only purpose for our races. Thank you, Captain Kirk, for making me see that. Yes, I desire your help for my people. Help us.
Can we have a word with him? Because he needs to
This place feels
shush.
evil, sir. I hope we don't have to stay here very long.
How come I always come to the barren planets, Jim?
This machine is a genetic bank, Captain. I suspect that the projection acts as a fail-safe mechanism that will surrender samples of the genetic code for sequencing and replication.
You take the alpha sample, which feels cold to the touch.
Okay, so we got warm to the touch and cold to the touch, so...
Save new game. Replace previous.
Right. Use the boo.
This sample sequence is like a dream.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
No, that's not what I wanted to do. Use the goo.
I don't know why, but I could not get a good sampling.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Is it because that's got a crap on it?
A unique use of a phaser, but adequate for removing the deposits from the apparatus.
Right, is it clean now? Is it all sciencey?
I don't know why, but I could not get a good sampling.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
No, I don't want to do that. Can we use that in there?
No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's necessary.
This sample sequence is like a dream.
But then the other one doesn't.
I don't know why, but I could not get a good sampling.
Ensign, let Dr. McCoy try that troublesome sequence.
I can do the job, sir, if I can have some peace and quiet here.
Mr. Jons, I think I'm getting a clear picture here of your
monsters and
difficulties.
angels and...
Do you realize that insubordination is an offense punishable by a court-martial?
That's a bit harsh.
It looks to me that you're deliberately trying to mislead us. That's not a good career move.
That's fair.
Calm down, Ensign. No one is criticizing you. I just need answers.
That's better.
I appreciate the offer, Captain, but I know what's right and wrong here, so I don't need your help.
Ensign, I appreciate your situation, but this is not the time for philosophy. You have a job to do. Ensign, you are here as a genetic engineer, not as a philosopher. I expect my orders to be obeyed, and if you have a problem with them, I don't expect to be deliberately misled. I could really use a Tellarite security officer right now. Ensign, I appreciate your situation, but this is not the time for philosophy. You have a job to do.
You don't understand, Captain. Look at the Alphans and look at the Omegans. There's so much evil in the universe. You're asking me to destroy a race of good and beauty by mixing their genetics with something ugly, something evil. I can't do it.
Ensign, these Alphans and Omegans are single-celled creatures. Those projections are only constructs. Examine them yourself. Could their DNA produce creatures like Azra and Visner? I am asking you to do nothing of the kind, Ensign. You believe in the struggle of good against evil, and I respect that. But the application of your philosophical perspective is misplaced here. The Alphans and Omegans are single-celled creatures. They are no more capable of good or evil than a tribble. Can't you see that?
Yeah.
Ensign, I think you're confusing things. The Alphans and Omegans are single-celled creatures. While the projections may have seemed sophisticated and human, they are constructs. You can look at the sequence and tell what you have there for DNA could never produce such a creature, can't you?
Single cells. You're right. I've been a real idiot.
Yes, you have.
I suppose I should take a refresher course in Aesop.
It wouldn't hurt. Some of the wisest people in history have written for children.
Never judge an input card by its label. I guess that was the trap I fell into and kept me from doing my job and made me deceive my captain.
If it's any consolation, you're not very good at deception, Ensign.
Thank you, sir. I hope you'll give me a chance to correct my mistakes. Do you think we're really meant to combine the two races?
You've programmed the sequences. You can tell whether they're compatible.
Sir, the sequencer indicates that they need to be combined for their continual survival. But how did you know?
I listened to Dr. McCoy. It seemed the logical conclusion, given the evidence.
Thank you, Captain.
Okay, can he do it now? Is he gonna,
The alpha sample is sequenced, sir. This sample sequence is like a dream.
I was unaware you had studied genetics at the Academy, Captain.
Oh, no.
Captain, we have to run a set of source samples through the sequencer before I can make a composite sample with the replicator.
Haven't I done the sources on the...
The two samples have joined together as easily as if they had once been a whole and had been separated before.
Any race that had this technology 50,000 years ago could possibly have been able to perform such a dissection and kept both halves alive.
Captain, with the samples sequenced together, I'm ready to use the replicator to produce a sample with the combined genetic data.
That's that then, yeah?
I am producing a new culture, Captain. Captain, the genetic sequence is still stored in the computer. If we need another sample, the replicator can generate it.
Well, that's handy to know, because I'm probably about to do something wrong.
I officially christen this life form the Gammons.
Do we need to give it to the two people then, do we think? We need to put it in those machines? Or do we put it... because there's a third machine, isn't there? What's this machine for? In the goo?
Well, Jim, it doesn't look like it does anything. Oh, I guess I spoke too soon. It took it in. It looks as if the colony is getting a foothold in there.
Life energy levels are spiking. They're building to a level sufficient for sending out a signal 100 times stronger than the one that brought us here, Captain.
Is that a good thing or
Gammon
a bad
sample
thing?
appears to be thriving in this environment.
Thank you for your hard work. You have fulfilled the design for which we were created. I am authorized to tell you. Thank you for your hard work. You have fulfilled the design for which we were created. I am authorized to tell you.
It would appear there is more to this message than we are receiving.
Kirk to Uhura, are you receiving any strange subspace or radio signals?
Captain, there is a neutrino-based transmission being broadcast near your current position from a point of unknown origin, probably from another star system. Our equipment is not designed to handle it. Though given 1 to 2 weeks, we might be able to identify patterns and extrapolate what it's trying to say.
We'll work on the problem from here. Kirk out.
Thank you for your hard work. You have fulfilled the design for which we were created. I am authorized to tell you. Thank you for your hard work.
Should we go and talk to the other people?
For which we were created. I am authorized to tell you.
Right, let's
Save new game. Replace previous.
I will now reactivate Azron, Captain.
We've got a green man now, Azra.
Finish your task, human, with our blessing.
Oh, we have done. Rude. Do we need to go and talk to do something with those signal things? I don't know.
I am reactivating Visner, Captain.
We can do nothing further for you, but the facts suggest that you can succeed with perseverance. We await your success.
The narrow width of the keyboard indicates the creatures who designed it were possessed of hands with only 3 fingers and a thumb.
I wonder how we've turned that on them. Let's
Captain, until power has been returned to these controls, there is nothing I can do.
How do we get the power on then?
The array appears to have deployed recently, which explains its lack of damage. The focal point of the dish is aligned approximately 35 degrees above the horizon.
How do we...
This appears to be similar to Federation technology, Captain. Its control principles are similar to the Madai sensor dish on Vulcan. It has locked the array at a 35-degree angle. Without knowledge of the code control sequence, I cannot adjust it. I also detect that its power core is not functioning. It operates on geothermal energy, tapping into heat from the ground below.
Okay, so there are no controls anywhere in that building. There's no geothermal stuff in the building. But can we...
I had not thought of making the array appear as weathered as the rocks, but then I rely on logic to govern my actions.
Alright, no?
Captain, destroying the equipment will achieve nothing.
I did the wrong thing again.
Jim, are you alright?
The
Jim, are you
geothermal
alright?
stuff, didn't you? Oh god.
This appears to be the most accessible spot to heat the rocks below the ground and generate geothermal energy for the array.
Okay, right now we're on something.
The energy level is insufficient, Captain. We cannot generate the energy level needed to provide geothermal energy with hand phasers.
If it's thermal energy you want, Jim, I remember this planet that used a starship's phasers on a microwave setting to heat the surrounding rock to provide temporary power.
An interesting observation, Doctor. We could use the same technique here, but the beam would have to be extremely precise. If we targeted the wrong section, we could melt the rock and destroy the array. This appears to be the most accessible spot to heat the rocks below the ground and generate geothermal energy for the array.
Do we need to, hello?
Kirk to Enterprise. Sulu, can you read me?
Sulu here, Captain. How can I help you?
The Enterprise should broadcast a low-level microwave beam at the coordinates I am sending.
We have them, Mr. Spock. Get ready. Stand away from the blast area.
Stand by, ready for weapons position.
Are we just gonna lie down
Sending
again randomly?
microwaves now.
Temperature near the power coupling is rising rapidly. I estimate a below-ground temperature of 345 degrees Kelvin is required to reactivate the array. It is at 320, 330, 335, 340, 345, 350.
Shut off the beam, Mr. Sewell.
Affirmative, Captain.
The array is now drawing power. We were successful. Captain, the parameters of this sensor have been preset. I suggest we do not change them unnecessarily.
Okay, so I guess we need to go and do the other ones?
Save new game. Replace.
Right, let me do the same then.
These rocks are approximately 1.3 billion years old. These rocks are approximately 1.3 billion years old.
Do we not need to, shoot them?
The array appears to have deployed recently, which explains its lack of damage. The support beneath the base is weak and crumbled. It is aligned to a point approximately 35 degrees above the horizon. I will need to adjust the controls before the sensor array is realigned.
What did he just say?
I will need to adjust the controls before the sensor array is realigned. Captain, these controls do not seem to be functioning properly.
I thought you said you needed to realign.
The array is a precision instrument that shows a high degree of machining.
I really don't think this is the sort of place that would be suited to resort traffic. These rocks would strip the hide off a Horta.
I'm using the wrong thing.
These rocks are approximately 1.3 billion years old. These rocks are approximately 1.3 billion years old. I will need to adjust the controls before the sensor array is realigned. Captain, these controls do not seem to be functioning properly.
Huh?
Nothing unusual about that
I
object,
did the
Captain.
wrong button again.
I really don't think this is the sort of place that would be suited to resort traffic. These rocks would strip the hide off a Horta. Scotty, I need a calculation from the main computer.
While I know the computers on the Enterprise aren't quite as good as our engines, I think she'll manage.
I am sending the problem.
Ugh, that was too easy, Mr. Spock. The angle is 32.5 degrees.
You told me Spock couldn't work that out
So
himself.
is there anything else you need, Captain?
Not now, Scotty. Kirk out.
I am now attempting to realign the device to 32.5 degrees. It should now be correctly aligned. The array appears to have deployed recently, which explains its lack of damage. This array appears focused on a point approximately 35 degrees above the horizon. This appears to be similar to Federation technology, Captain. Its control principles are similar to the Medaille sensor dish on Vulcan. It has locked the array at a 35-degree angle. Without knowledge of the code control sequence, I cannot adjust it.
Oh, done it again.
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain.
Kirk's Enterprise.
Enterprise to Captain. Mr. Scott wishes to know if you're ready to beam up.
Not yet, Uhura. Kirk out.
Okay, we're not doing anything with this one then?
Captain, the parameters of this sensor have been preset. I suggest we do not change them unnecessarily.
Okay, we don't need to change that. So we've done the other two then.
Thank you, Captain, for your aid in constituting my people and in the unexpected necessary realignment of our communications array. You have performed admirably. Of the 16 stations reporting at this point, there have been 50% fatalities, 30% other failures, and only 20% successes. One group got points for style.
Points for style? Is this some sort of game? Not another alien race with a superiority complex. Who are you this time? Your appreciation is welcome, but many questions remain unanswered. Who are you? Points for style? Is this some sort of game?
A game? A contest? Perhaps a quest is the best description for what is transpiring. Mr. Jons might even refer to it as a religious vocation.
A contest suggests there is a prize. A religious vocation? That carries with it a compulsion that allows no compromise. What if we do not want to participate in your contest? We will not kill to entertain you. We want nothing to do with your quest. A contest suggests there is a prize. A religious vocation? That carries with it a compulsion that allows no compromise.
That one? I think we get that one.
What if we do not want to participate in your contest?
Too late, I think we're already involved, aren't we?
Not participate. Given that yours is a quest for knowledge, to explore new worlds and new civilizations, my creators cannot imagine that you would not want to complete the quest. Granted, theirs is not a new civilization. Still, you will want to meet the Brassica, I think.
I'm certain that Skinner had the same opinion about his pigeons.
Perhaps you have had experiences with other entities
That's
that have brought
right?
suffering to you, Doctor. I can assure you that our goals are nobler than that. In the end, you will find that the rewards will justify your effort. If you reach the end, of course.
I'm not clear on who the Brassica are.
Captain, from this site, I can deduce various things about the Brassica. They are taller and more slender than we are. They are possessed of 3 fingers and a thumb on each hand. I suppose bilateral symmetry, and I know they possess greater visual acuity than humans. They visited this place well before humans had left the Cro-Magnon stage of development. And I note they have avoided detection by us, and presumably every other race in the universe, before they decided to send out signals to bring us to their bases.
Thank you, Mr. Spock.
And more you shall know as you continue on the quest. I wish you luck.
What if I don't want to do the
Kirk to Enterprise,
quest?
Scotty, 4 to beam up.
We're stuck in this game now. Can we not have Jons involved anymore because he's weird? Thank you, Lieutenant Long-Arms.
Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end.
In this case, Bones, a new beginning. We were the midwives for the rebirth of a life form. 2 halves that have been made whole again. That's the way it was meant to be.
And let us hope that this is the end of Ensign Jons' prejudices.
We can all learn to stop judging people by appearances. Ensign Jons might have done well to remember the biblical representation of Lucifer, appearing in the guise of an angel of light.
You can never trust anybody, and people who look like pointy-eared hobgoblins are definitely at the bottom of the list.
It appears that Dr. McCoy did not learn the lesson of this mission either. Unfortunate, but not unexpected.
Fortunately, the Alphans and the Omegans learned philosophy and personal belief are not as easily divorced from logic as some would believe. We humans attain our greatest fulfillment when both of them are united.
Really, Captain?
Really? But I've had enough philosophy for one day. I'd rather worry about these Brassica and their cosmic quest.
Well, with me aboard, we're sure to get points for style.
Many questions remain unanswered, Captain.
And there's only one way to answer them.
Captain, message from Starfleet.
Bring it up, Lieutenant.
What's she gonna
I
say?
reviewed your report from your recent assignment, Captain, and have a few comments.
Yeah, go
well
on,
done, Kirk. Keep up the good work. I must say, however, your performance is not what we've come to expect from
shut
James
up.
T. Kirk. I guess we all have our off days, Captain.
I didn't
Kane
even kill anyone.
Ahead, Mr. Sulu. Warp factor 5.
Leaving orbit. Increasing to warp factor 5.